Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on January 17th, 2023 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Sri Gurum Deenatharinam Sri Chaitanyamishwaram.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we will continue with the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled as Lord Gauranga and Avaduta Chandra Sri Nityananda spent some time together in great ecstasy, part 1. Under the section Sri Nityananda's return journey to Nilachal from Navadvip, Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakhanda, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakhanda 7.73.
পুষ্প উপবনে উপবেশন পরস্পর গুর্জ আলাপ কতক্ষণে দুই প্রভু ভার্য প্রকাশিয়া বসিলেন নিবৃতে পুষ্পের বনে গিয়া।
After some time, the two lords manifested their external consciousness.
And they sat down private place.
And they sat down in a private place
In a flower forest.
in a flower forest.
And went to a flower forest.
And went to a flower forest.
Sat down
alone. In a secluded place. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakhanda 7.74.
External consciousness means like conscious of the material world.
So external consciousness means their consciousness will be of the material world.
Previously, they were in such ecstasy that they are not actually conscious of the external world.
They were not conscious of the external world. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyakhanda, Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakhanda 7.74.
ঈশ্বরে পরমেশ্বরে হইল কি কথা বেদে সেই ইহার তত্ত্ব জানেন সর্বথা।
The Supreme Personality of Godhead
And his extension as the Supreme Lord
and His expansion as the Supreme Lord
and the sources.
and His
Discourses.
what's that? The last part.
And their discussions.
At their discussions.
These discussions are known completely by the Vedas.
So these discussions are completely known by the Vedas
And no one else.
and no one else. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakhanda 7.75.
নিত্যানন্দে চৈতন্যে যখনে দেখা হয় প্রায় আর কেহ নাহি থাকে সে সময়।
Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya
When Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya
and meet each other.
would meet each other.
Usually, there was no one else
Usually there was no one else
present at that time.
present at that time.
Well, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda would discuss Krishna Katha, tell us about Krishna.
So Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda would discuss Krishna Katha, topics about Lord Krishna, confidentially.
And no one else would usually be around.
And no one else would usually be there around.
Actually, very rare to see the Supreme Lord come down and manifest himself.
So actually it is very rare to see the Supreme Lord come down and manifest himself.
And even more rare
And it is even more rare
to see the Supreme Lord come down as a devotee.
and it's even more rare to see the Supreme Lord come down as a devotee.
And relish discussing about this Lord Krishna.
And relish discussing the topics about Krishna.
Although he is Krishna, he is playing the part of devotee of Krishna.
Although he is Krishna, he is playing a part of a devotee of Krishna.
Therefore, he is borrowed the heart of Radharani
Therefore, he had borrowed the heart of Radharani.
and he is researching what a wonderful thing it is to be a devotee of Krishna.
And he is researching what a wonderful thing it is to be a devotee of Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Khanda 7.76.
কি করেন আনন্দ বিগ্রহ দুইজন চৈতন্য ইচ্ছায় কেহ না থাকে তখন
What these two lords
So, what these two lords,
who are the personification of ecstasy
who are the personification of ecstasy,
would
would do,
no one knows.
no one knows.
Because by Lord Chaitanya's will,
Because by Lord Chaitanya's will,
no one at that time was present.
no one at that time was present. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Khanda 7.76. 7.77.
নিত্যানন্দ স্বরূপ প্রভু ইচ্ছা জানি একান্ত সে আসিয়া দেখেন নেশিমণি
Lord Nityananda Swarup,
Lord Nityananda Swarup,
he knows the inner desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
he knows the inner desire of Chaitanya
Lord
Sorry, he knows the inner desire of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
at that time, he made this jewel of the sannyasis
So at that time, he would meet this jewel of sannyasis
alone.
alone. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Khanda 7.78.
আপনারে যেন প্রভু না করেন ব্যক্ত এই মত লুকায়েন নিত্যানন্দ তত্ত্ব
This time, Lord Chaitanya did not reveal his own identity publicly.
Just as Lord Chaitanya did not reveal his own identity publicly,
In the same way,
in the same way,
he concealed the actual factual truth
He concealed the actual factual truth
of the real identity of Lord Nityananda Prabhu.
of the real identity of Lord Nityananda Prabhu.
Although Lord Chaitanya was really the divine form of Radha and Krishna,
Although Lord Chaitanya was the combined form of Radha and Krishna,
and although Balaram has come and Lord Nityananda,
so although Balaram has come as Lord Nityananda,
Lord Chaitanya keep all these things concealed
Lord Chaitanya would keep all these things concealed
from the general public.
from the general public.
Only some very intimate associates know his actual identity,
Only very intimate associates knew his actual identity,
and he would not allow anyone to address him as the Supreme Lord.
and he would not allow anyone to address him as the Supreme Lord,
As he was playing the part of a devotee.
as he was playing the part of a devotee.
But actually, he was.
But actually, he was. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda, 7.79.
সুকুমল দুর্বিজ্ঞ ঈশ্বর হৃদয় বেদ শাস্ত্রে ব্রহ্মা শিব সবেই কয়
The heart of the Supreme Lord
The heart of the Supreme Lord
is very soft
is very soft
and very difficult to understand.
and very difficult to understand.
The Vedic scriptures,
In the Vedic scriptures,
Brahma and Shiv
Brahma and Shiv
have also
have
confirmed this fact.
confirmed this fact. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Srila Prabhupada. In the Uttara Ramacharita 3.23, it is stated, the hearts of those above common behavior are sometimes harder than a thunderbolt and sometimes softer than a flower. How can one accommodate such contradictions in great personalities?
Sometimes Lord Chaitanya is acting as Mahaprabhu,
Sometimes Lord Chaitanya is acting as Mahaprabhu,
a great teacher,
a great teacher,
and he deals very strongly with devotees who are giving a bad example.
he behaves very strongly with devotees who are giving a very bad example sometimes.
Sometimes he's the Lord of mercy
Sometimes he is in the mood of mercy,
and just giving out all water freely
just giving our love of Godhead freely
without considering
without considering
who's qualified, who's not qualified.
who's qualified, who's not qualified.
So he has these different modes.
So he has these different moods. Sri Chaitanya,
Which shows he's completely independent.
this shows that he is completely independent. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakanda 7.80.
না বুঝি না জানি মাত্র সবে গায় গাথা লক্ষ্মীরও এই সে বাক্য অন্যের কি কথা
And I don't understand, I don't know, it's said by everyone.
They don't know, they don't understand. What was the last one?
They don't know, they don't understand what the mind is, what the heart is of the Supreme Lord.
They don't know, they don't understand what is the mind is, what is the heart is of the Supreme Lord.
Although they sing His glories.
Although they sing His glories.
Even Lakshmi Devi
Even Lakshmi Devi
says the same thing.
says the same thing.
What to speak of others.
What to speak of others.
Hari, Hari.
Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda 7.81.
এই মতো ভাবরঙ্গে চৈতন্য গোসাই এই কথা না কহেন একজন ঠাই।
In this way,
In this way,
Lord Chaitanya Gosai
Lord Chaitanya Gosai
enjoyed the ecstatic exchanges
enjoyed the ecstatic exchanges,
and this is not disclosed.
and this he did not disclose to anyone. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda 7.82.
হেন সে তাহার রঙ্গ সবেই মানেন আমার অধিক প্রীত কারো নবাসেন।
Such are his pastimes.
Such are his pastimes.
Not everyone saw.
That everyone saw.
More than me,
More than me,
the Lord
the Lord
did not love anyone.
did not love anyone
Else.
else.
The Lord does not love anyone more than me.
The Lord does not love anyone more than me.
So somehow, the Lord is the Lord Krishna when he was picnicking with cowherd boyfriends.
Just as Lord Krishna, when he was picnicking with his cowherd boyfriends,
Everybody thought the Lord is just looking at me.
everybody thought the Lord is just looking at me.
How is possible?
How is it possible?
Everyone thought like that. Everyone thinks the Lord Chaitanya loves me.
How is it possible? Like that, everyone thinks that Lord Chaitanya is just looking at me.
That's the power of the Supreme Lord.
That's the power of the Supreme Lord.
Actually, Lord Chaitanya loves everyone,
Actually, Lord Chaitanya loves everyone,
but especially those who take up Bhakti Yoga.
especially those who take up Bhakti Yoga.
In Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, Krishna said those who preach the message of Bhagavad Gita
In the Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, Krishna says, those who preach the message of Gita,
are the dearest to me.
they are the dearest to me,
No one in the world is more dear than they.
and no one in this world is more dear than they. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda 7.83.
আমার সে কহেন সকল গুপ্ত কথা মুনি ধর্ম করি কৃষ্ণ বলিবে সর্বথা।
He told me
He tells me
all the confidential topics
all the confidential topics
like
like
practice,
practice
principles
and the principles
of mendicant,
of a mendicant,
and always worship Krishna,
and always worship
Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda
Every time place, and circumstance,
So based on the time, place, circumstance,
and
different principles
are stressed.
are stressed.
Lord Chaitanya, he taught whether one is a grihastha or whether one is a renounced order,
So Lord Chaitanya, he thought whether one is a grihastha, whether one is in the renounced order,
we should all chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra,
we should all chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
and this way we go back to Godhead.
And in this way they go back to Godhead.
Prabhupada was saying here in Mayapur
Prabhupada was saying here in Mayapur
in 1976
in 1976
that many ladies are joining our Krishna consciousness movement.
that many ladies are joining our Krishna consciousness
They
movement.
need to be protected,
They need to be protected,
and the system is that
and the system is that
in their childhood they're protected by their parents.
in the childhood they are protected by their parents,
Middle age, youth and middle age are protected by their husband,
and in the youth and the middle age they are protected by the husband,
and their old age are protected by their eldest son
and in their old age they are protected by their eldest son
or their sons.
or their sons.
Well, Prabhupada said that
So Prabhupada said that
we have to somehow the girls have been married so they're protected.
So Prabhupada said somehow the girls have to be married so that they are protected.
So it seems that at the present time,
So it seems that at present time,
they are responsible for your stuff is very important.
to be a responsible grahastha is very important.
We're told that all the brahmacharis would preach like this. Because most of our devotees are grihasthas or semi-grihasthas.
So we told our brahmacharis to preach like this because most of our grahasthas are
And they should, and the grihasthas, they should worship Krishna, take Krishna prasad, distribute books, preach, chant,
because as grahasthas they should worship Krishna, they should take Krishna prasad, distribute book, preach and chant
and read all the books.
and read Prabhupada books.
So, although society is all married people, they don't practice spiritual life.
Although the society of married people, they don't practice spiritual life,
And they need good examples so that the whole world will take up Lord Chaitanya's process.
so we need good examples so that the whole world would take up Lord Chaitanya's process. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Kanda 7.84.
বেত্রবংশী বরহা গুঞ্জা মালা ছাদ দরি ইহাবা ধরেন কেনে মুই ধর্ম ছাড়ি
Lord Nityananda is speaking.
So Lord Nityananda is speaking.
Although Lord Chaitanya
Although Lord Chaitanya
says like this,
said like this,
he tells me,
he tells me,
give up
give up
criminals
the principles
or another
of a mendicant
and to take off the stick,
and to take up the stick,
flute,
flute,
take off of the
pick of feather,
conch shell, garland,
conch shell garland,
and the chandali, what's that? Dali rope, what's chandali?
Oh, Chandra.
Last first line, chandali.
Aladini Mataji, Chandoti, how do you say it in English?
C-H-A without N.
with the Chandrabag.
the
Chandrabindu, sorry.
చంద్రబిందు తీసుకో
Huh?
డాట్ రైట్
That dot.
Ah.
Chandoti. This is-
Sadhari.
ছাদ দড়ি
Okay. Kidari.
ఓకే
You know?
নো গুরুমাস ফার্স্ট টাইম
And so he's Nityananda is saying, why does he tell me?
Lord Nityananda is saying, why does he tell me?
To give up the principles of our memory,
To give up the principles of mendicant.
except the things. Except the things that are
What's that?
Accept these things.
Accept the things of renounced.
except the strict book, pick up other and the
Okay.
hot cell garland,
Okay, accept these things like peacock, stake,
and
flute,
a special,
Gunjamala, conch shell, garland,
special rope.
a special robe.
I don't know what Chandra is.
I'm waiting. I asked one devotee.
So we have asked different devotees. We'll come back to this again.
784.
So what Nityananda inquiring Lord Chaitanya to tell others
So Lord Chaitanya is informing that Lord Nityananda is informing others that Lord Chaitanya is telling others
to practice being a mendicant
to practice being a mendicant
and worship Krishna.
and worship Krishna.
But to me,
But to me,
he said, you love being a mendicant
he says, give up being a mendicant
and take all these objects of food and things.
take up these objects of flute and these
So why
things.
are you doing that?
So why is he doing that? The word Guru Maharaj.
Oh! See? There's the secret. The rope used to bind the hind legs of a cow by a relative called a chandari.
So see, here is the thing. The rope used to bind the hind leg of a cow while making is called as a chandoti.
And they said that
Chandoti.
cow milking rope.
So it's a cow milking rope.
Jai.
Hello!
Haribo!
Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Khanda. Oh, I didn't read the purport. The word Barha means peacock feather. The phrase Chandadi refers to a rope used to bind the hind legs of a cow while milking.
What's the next verse?
Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya Khanda 7.85.
কেহ বলে ভক্ত নাম যতেক প্রকার বৃন্দাবনে গোপ ক্রীড়া অধিক সবার
Someone says
Someone says
that
that
the Supreme Lords
the Supreme Lords
have many devotional activities.
has many devotional activities.
Amongst all the activities,
There's many devotional activities. Among these activities, all these activities,
the activities, the pastimes,
the activities or the pastimes
with the cowherd boys
with the cowherd boys
and the Dawn
in Vrindavan
are superior.
are superior.
So these pastimes
To his
of
pa-
all the devotees.
with his pastime with all other devotees. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. The perfection of all types of devotees and devotional service is found in the exchanges between the transcendental residents of the transcendental abode of Sri Vrindavan.
Now I'll go back to this book.
Go back to the shloka.
Gopa Kriya
So Gopa Krida
could be in all the pastimes of the gods
could be
people.
could be all the pastimes with the cowherd people.
Because Gopa's parents were gopis.
It could refers to Gopa means Gopa's parents and the gopis. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakanda 7.86.
গোপ গোপী ভক্তি সব তপস্যার ফল যাহা বাঞ্ছে ব্রহ্মা শিব ঈশ্বর সকল
The devotion attained by the Gopas and Gopis of Vrindavan is the result of great austerities. That platform is desired by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and other great personalities. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.12.11, it is stated, Krita Punya Punja. In this way, all the cowherd boys used to play with Krishna, who is the source of the Brahman effulgence for Gyanis desiring to merge into that effulgence, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead for devotees who have accepted the eternal servitorship, and who for ordinary persons is but another ordinary child. The cowherd boys, having accumulated the results of pious activities for many lives, were able to associate in this way with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How can one explain their great fortune? Shri Hari Bhakti Kalpalotika 2.16 to 18.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead,
So the Supreme
Lord
Personality,
Krishna, he assumes the position of a cowherd boy in Vrindavan.
so the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he assumes the position of a cowherd boy in Vrindavan.
So that his devotees can exchange their love for him
So that the devotees can exchange love with him
in various manners.
in various manners.
And this opportunity is given to the very most fortunate of the entities.
And this opportunity is given to the most fortunate living entities.
This is something that's a secret, and people around the world are not aware of this possibility.
This is something like a secret, and people around the world are not aware of this possibility.
For them, God is either impersonal or very distant.
For them, God is either impersonal or very distant.
But one can actually exchange love with Him
But one can actually exchange love with Him.
is something very confidential.
It's something very confidential.
What Lord Chaitanya is giving it freely to everyone,
But Lord Chaitanya is giving it freely to everyone,
just if you want it.
just if you want it. Hari Bol. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakanda 7.87.
শ্রী উদ্ধব আদি বাঞ্ছিত গোকুল ভাবের সুদুর্লভত্ব অতি কৃপা পাত্র সে গোকুল ভাব পায় যে ভক্তি বাঞ্ছেন প্রভু শ্রী উদ্ধব রায়
The person who is extremely fortunate
The person who is extremely fortunate
can achieve the mood of a resident
can achieve the mood of a resident
of
of Gokula.
that
That
devotional service.
Devotional service.
Mode of devotional service
That mood of devotional service
is desired
is desired
even by the great Uddhava.
even by the great Uddhava.
Uddhava Rai.
Uddhava Rai.
The great master Uddhava Rai.
The great master Uddhava Rai. See Srimad Bhagavatam.
Sri Uddhava Rai.
Sorry, the great master Sri Uddhava Rai. See Srimad Bhagavatam 10.47.61. Guru Maharaj, it is 9 now.
Alright.
Okay. Thus ends the part 1 of the chapter entitled Avadhuta Chandra Shri Nityananda. Let me finish. Avadhuta Chandra Shri Nityananda spent some time together in great ecstasy. Under the section Shri Nityananda's return journey to Neelachal and Navadvip.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. And don't forget to like and share our channel.